Good morning, students. So today the main topic of our discussion regarding class 7 biology syllabus, the next chapter, that is weather, climate adaptation. And in the adaptation, we have to read about some specific animals' adaptive features according to their particular habitat or environment. So this is the chapter. So what are the main themes we have to learn from this chapter? I have just given here. First, we have to gain a deeper concept about the weather and climate. Sometimes they feel the sounds make us similar, but exactly not that. There are some differences between weather and climate. We have to isolate their differences. And then the controlling factors. That means I am not going to tell you about the controlling factors of weather, controlling factors of climate, not like that, because main controlling factors that is both quite similar for the environment and for the weather and climate. So I will take it as a whole. So the controlling factors, after the controlling factors, there are some adaptive situation or adaptive features of the animals on according to the particular habitat. What are the special features which is not common for all kinds of organisms? The special features according to the environment, we have to discuss it thoroughly. So just we are proceeding one by one. So let's have a look. First, we are coming to the discussion of weather and the climate. These things, these terms you may have heard from a very early ages, but still you have to know that weather is the account or it is the information of our surroundings, of our surrounding environment. So that is the weather. Just like here you can see right now in the over, there is a gloomy weather, dark weather in the rainy season. Maybe in some parts of the world there has been the sunny weather. They have been quite fair, bright and fair weather is there. So this is the weather. So weather is the account of your environment, or you can say the information that is daily basis. So it can change by day. It may be, I'm not sure, it may be that some other day it can be some other improved weather basis. So it is the daily basis account of our environment, of the information about our environment. So that is the weather. And then what is climate? Climate is, you can say, something that is larger version of the weather. So what is climate? Climate means particular region, particular geographical region, just like you can see if this region of Devghar, that is belongs to the dry climate, dry and hot type of climate. If you see go to the Bengal, it's Kolkata, where it will be like hot and humid climate is there. So what is climate? Climate means it is the account, or it is also the information about our surroundings, but it actually inserts the brief account of year after year, a period after period. That means it is not the daily basis account. So it is not, it is a stable information about that particular environment. So it is the account, or it is the, what I can say, it is the information about the environment of a particular region, obviously, on the basis of a large data, on the basis of a large time experiment. So this is the main difference between weather and the climate. Now the third things we have to look at, what are the factors that controls the weather and climate. First, so the controlling factors. Controlling factors of weather and climate. First is the temperature. You know the role of temperature. That means in summer time the temperature is quite high because of the high inclination of the sun rays. So it makes the temperature much more warmer. So the day length is a factor that makes the temperature high. In the summer times, we see in our northern hemisphere there is a short day, there is a long day length. So the exposure of sun is more, that's why the temperature is high in the summer times. Just the vice versa, the opposite things occurs during the time of winter, because in winter there is a short day length, so there is a less time the sun is exposed to our environment, so the average temperature is very less. So that's why it can, control the particular weather of our environment of the particular region. And also, if the account of weather comes by this way and the observation of the weathers day after day, year after year, then it makes the climate like this. So we can say in a concluding like that, that the climate of that particular region is like this. Okay. So this is the factor of the temperature. Next, that is the atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure. It is known that the atmospheric pressure is also a factor to regulate to control the weather and the climate. How? Just like if you measure the atmospheric pressure in the higher region, the higher altitude region, then the pressure is less. And if you measure the temperature, measure the atmospheric pressure in the low altitude region, then it is high. So in this fluctuation of the atmospheric pressure also the weather and climate that depends. Just let me tell one thing, that the temperature measurement is done by the thermometer, and this thermometer we also use to measure our heat in our body, that is the doctoral thermometer, the doctor's thermometer. Here we use the temperature, this is little bit of larger in size, and it is known as the maximum and minimum thermometer. This is known as the maximum and minimum thermometer is used to measure the temperature. In case of atmospheric pressure, there is the things I have already told what is the role of atmospheric pressure. Next, another thing, that is the humidity. Humidity means how much the water content is present in your climate. That is the humidity. Hot and humid weather, that means that the air contains a large amount of the water vapor. So that is high humid, or humidity is very large amount in that particular environment. If the humidity is less, that means there is a less content of water vapor in this air of that particular area, so it is called as the dry climate. So humidity is also can be measured, and there is an apparatus known as the hygrometer. Hygrometer is a apparatus that is to measure the humidity. That's why the measuring procedure of humidity is called as the hygrometer. It is known as the hygrometry also. Next factor, that is the rainfall and cloud. The presence of the amount of rainfall and the presence of cloud on that particular day or particular environment and particular ecosystem, that also depends in the fluctuation of weather and controlling the climate of that particular region. You know that Mousinram of Cherrapunji, that is a huge rainfall occurs. So that's why their climate, their weather, that is not similar with some dry areas like Sahara, sub-Saharan desert region is not exactly like that. So rainfall is obviously a factor, as well as the presence of cloud. You know that if particular day the cloud is there in the sky, like these days now, it makes a much more hot and humid type of climate and weather. Later it makes that type of climate, and it is very much grueling type of weather, you can say. So the presence of cloud and the absence of cloud is also a factor that controls the weather. Next, that is the wind flow, the flow of wind from which direction to another direction. This is basically seen in case of the local winds. There are some hot and cold local winds there are in the nature which maintains that wind flow, and by this wind generally flows from according to the direction of wind flow, the temperature is there. Okay, the temperature can be changes, and by the changing of the temperature, the weather can be changed, and it can also affect passively on the climate, on the overall idea of a climate. Another factor that can be the distance from the sea. Distance from the sea. Distance from the sea can be like this, that the coastal areas from the sea, they are much more, the temperature level that is in a particular average situation, and the areas which is situated in the distant region from the seas, they are the fluctuation of temperature, and by this way the weather can be fluctuated much more higher, the areas which is in a far distance of the seashore level. So in this way the weather can also be affected. Sometimes these are the common factors, but sometimes in case of the hilly areas, the presence of hill is another factor. The presence of hill, like presence of mountain, you will see that in the mountain areas, high altitude areas, in the presence of mountain, the rainfall happens in the plane of the mountain. It is called the katabatic plane of the mountain, and in the opposite side there is the least rainfall in that particular area. This is called the anabatic plane of the mountain. So the presence of mountain also can manipulate other factors like rainfall and the wind flow, because sometimes the wind flows and they get stumbled by the mountain, and they can confined into a particular region to manipulate the weather of that particular region. So presence of mountain can be a barrier can act as a barrier to control the weathers, and as well as in the future there is also effects on the climates. The rainfall can be measured by rain gauge. Rain gauge is an instrument that measures the amount of rainfall. Other factors can be like ocean current. Ocean current can be also the factor to control the weather. So these are some factors that controls the weather and the climate. Now the next portion of our chapter. That is adaptation. So adaptation. Adaptation is somewhat which is acquired. It is not given by birth, because it is not possible also. Why? That because you don't know that which type of environment you have to lodge with after the birth. So adaptation is a acquired quality in that sense. Animals which are born in that particular habitat, they need to adapt themselves to adjust with the nature, to survive the nature. And you know the main characteristic of living being, that is you already learned in class 6, that is to birth and growth and then propagate their progeny, or the reproduction. So to propagate their progeny, they have to sustain their life, and then they can propagate, then they can reproduce, and then they increases their numbers in the society, can show their dominance. So adaptation is needed for their survival. The adaptation strategy can be done according to the areas. Just like the tropical rainforest is considered to be the highest diversified area of whole ecosystem because it consists of many birds, animals, etc. there. But the adaptive features of the tropical rainforest area will obviously not be same with the desert areas and also the polar regions. So according to the geographical regions also, they can be different. Just like I can give you example of some extreme habitats, like say the polar region. I mean, I am indicating about the North Pole and South Pole of our Earth. In the polar region, some animals like polar bear. You have seen the polar bear. Polar bear, what are the adaptive features? That is important in the context of this chapter. What are the adaptive features of the polar bear? First, blubber. Blubber means the layer of fat inside their skin. This is known also the subcutaneous fat to preserve the heat and to prevent themselves from the extreme cold. So there is a blubber is present. Another is their body color. How body color affects on their sustainability, that is, the color of snow is white or off-white, like greyish white color, and the body color of the polar bear also likes this. Basically, there is a misconception that white polar bears are white in color. Basically, not that. Their color is the slate-like color, but from the reflection of the ice, they look white. That's why they can easily camouflage their body with the particular environment. So they can camouflage themselves and they can protect themselves for any kind of predators. So body color is also a factor of their adaptation. Another is the claws. You know that in the polar region there are some ice shelves are there, not like our normal plate. So their large claws helps them to anchor with the ice and then they can move. So claws are also an adaptive feature of the polar bear. Another thing, that is the high sensitivity of smell. High sensitivity to smell. They can take the smell even from outside of the ice also. So the olfactory system is much more developed. So they can locate their prey or their foods into the areas. So these are some adaptive features of the polar bear in the region of polar. Just like penguin is another organism. We will gradually discuss. Basically, there are some things are same. Just like the blubber is the same. Coat color of the penguin is also camouflages with the environment. So these are the things they are common in this, but some peculiarities are there. We will discuss it gradually as our class goes onwards. So these are the polar regions adaptations. It is an example like that. Just like another example, you all know there is the bird. In case of the birds, it is known as the Voland adaptation. Voland adaptation. First, less body weight to fly high on the sky. Then the pneumatic bones. Their bones are not solid like other organisms. Pneumatic means they have they are not the solid bone, rather there is a hollow inside the bone, so it makes less weight of their body and they can sustain on the sky. Another feature is their body shape. Their body shape or body contour is like that, they can easily mitigate the thrust of the wind. So these are the features of a bird to fly. So these are also kind of the adaptive features. Just like when we are going to discuss about the fishes. In the fishes also, you will find that First, their streamlined body. Their streamlined body is their adaptive feature. As well as in case of birds, I forgot to mention that is about their the wings are very common. So for the flight, so that is also the adaptive features. I mean, which is the front legs of our animals. They have been evaluated as a wing for the motion on the streamlined body of the fishes to eradicate the pressure of the water to move forward. Another thing is the presence of scale. Presence of scale on their body makes their body much more slimy and they can move forwards, or sometimes it can also prevent them from any kind of water related infections or etc. also. So these are some adaptive features of the fish, and other things are also there. We will gradually discuss when our discussion will go on in a detailed in classes. That their respiratory system, gill respiration, their other things are also there. Some adaptive features, some are internal, and these are some external features which we can locate from outside. Like this, there can be like that the desert areas, the adaptation of the cactus, adaptation of the camel are also there. We will discuss their features gradually, and then in most diversified area, that is in the tropical rainforest, there are many more animals and birds are there in the tropical rainforest. They have specific some adaptive features, though there is not detailed things are there in our syllabus, but still there are some representative animals. We will gradually discuss them as our chapter goes on, as our time goes on. So this is a brief account of this particular chapter. So in this chapter we have discussed about weather, climate, and what are the factors to control the weather climates, as well as about the adaptation, the concept of adaptation and why it is important, and what are the examples of that, so on. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you all for listening.